first time I tried the ketogenic diet, I failed miserably. The second time I tried it, I knew how to cook. Cooking can make your life so much easier, and more importantly, it can make your food so much more delicious. Today's super easy, super delicious and super healthy recipe will take you about 30 minutes from start to finish, and most importantly, it's keto friendly. This is my lemon chicken recipe. Now, chicken breast can look gorgeous on plates, but in its actual form, it's not that pretty, and that's primarily because of this thing called a chicken finger. So I'm gonna cut it off with a knife and store it for later. Maybe I'll use it on a day where my protein intake is low. Either way, you see how the chicken is shaped? It's thicker at one end and thinner at the other. So if we leave it like this, it won't cook evenly throughout. So I'm gonna take the base of my palms and just squeeze the thicker part till it's, thinner. Because we wanna avoid like an uneven cooking process. You want the entire chicken breast to cook together. Next step, the king, the queen, the centerpiece of this dish, lemon. Especially if you're following a ketogenic diet, lemons definitely should be a part of it. Kind of covers up your vitamin C requirements. Either way, so we're going to take the zest here, which is a very tricky game to play. Now, if you scrape the lemon too much, you might actually get a bit of the bitter part. So you just want to scrape the top, and after every scrape, you kind of need to check it to see whether or not you've reached that bitter white part. Once you're done scraping off that golden goodness from about half the lemon, it's time to make this even more lemony. So I'm going to take that same lemon and just do this. Roll it about to kind of break the internal structure of the lemon. Doing this releases all the juices and makes sure you get maximum benefit from that one single lemon. So again, we're going to take half the lemon and just squeeze out all the juice on this chicken breast. Now this lemon juice will add flavor, but more importantly, it'll tenderize the chicken. So for the marinade, besides the lemon juice, I'm going to go in with one single pot of garlic. Remember, you don't want to overdo it with the garlic, you just want it to be an underlying flavor. This isn't Indian cooking. Next, you can go in with a generous amount of salt and pepper. Now again, don't overdo it with the pepper, this isn't Indian cooking, make sure. And finally, you can go in with just a little bit of thyme, completely optional. I'm taking dried thyme here. If you want to know how I source this out in India, make sure you check out my video on health cooking hacks. Okay, next you just mix it all up very gently. Make sure the lemon, the thyme, the salt gets all over the chicken, and 20 minutes later, your chicken's ready to be cooked. Now, if you want to save up on the calories, you can just grill this in an oven or a non-stick pan, but we're on a ketogenic diet. And that's why I'm gonna get my flame on full whack, get a cast iron skillet to get really hot, and then go in with a tablespoon of ghee because I'm an unhealthy mofo. I'm just kidding, I'm on keto and I can afford all these calories. After about 2 minutes of being on a super high flame, your skillet's gonna start smoking and it'll be ready. And at that point, you can go in with the chicken breast. So you gotta hold it from one end and very carefully place it on the pan while it's facing away from you. Drop it away from you, otherwise the oil's gonna splatter and you're gonna get yourself burnt. So let it rest on one side from 1 minute to about 90 seconds. So about 60 to 90 seconds later, it's time to flip. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, look at that color. That's so gorgeous. You can only get this gorgeous color when your pan's that hot, and if you're using a cast iron skillet, and if you're using a lot of oil. So 60 to 90 seconds on the other side, and then you gotta rest it for a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes. Remember, the internal temperature of the chicken is super hot and it's gonna continue cooking. And while it's resting, you can begin work on the side dish, namely spinach and cabbage, because they're the most keto friendly veggies. EVO, extra virgin olive oil for some more Italian-y flavor and just to change up the fat source. So I'm going to take a tablespoon of EVO in a wok that's on a low flame, crush a pod of garlic and just let the garlic kind of sizzle in the oil. But we're not done yet, we want some supremely flavored oil. That's why I'm going with just a little bit of thyme. Once your garlicky, herby oil is ready, you can go in with just a bit of cabbage. The cabbage takes a little long to cook, so you gotta make sure you kind of stir fry it before putting in the next ingredient. Another keto friendly superfood, spinach. So after stir frying the greens for about 5 to 10 minutes, this bed of goodness is ready. You can serve up this keto friendly tag team like this. Place the chicken breast on top of the greens and cut up the chicken the way I've shown here. Oh yeah!